2, and here's Modi.
We're all set.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Oh my God, it's been so long.
I haven't seen you in over a month.
It's been a month. And I can't believe we have to talk about the last episode that we had.
Okay.
That's for sure. We had Ilan Gold on, and we did not know he has a persona that he does for podcasts, and I hated it. I hated it a lot. I really, really hated it. I was in shock. I'm also upset with his friend Ari that you should have warned me that this is what he does on podcasts. But it was right before the big Chosen Comedy Festival, which you missed. But he came on, and I think he thought he was going to be it'd be a hit, and we aired it. We weren't going to air it, but we aired it because we didn't want to be the guys that didn't air a podcast. And so we got back. Some people just absolutely like, was that a joke? Did you rehearse that? Was it just? Then people just, it was just horrible. And just so whoever watched it and did not enjoy it, we're sorry. I'm sorry. We aired it anyway, and I hope whatever. Ilan's a great guy, and that's not really him, but it is kind of him. No.
Well, I don't know Ilan. That was the first time I met him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I had
wow.
met him at the cellar, like with you, but like, hi, hello.
Right. No. He's a funny comedian, Jewish comedian. We co-hosted the Chosen Comedy
So
Festival
that's
together.
So first of all, I would like to add that I have never seen Leo so enraged.
He was so upset by it because
He was livid.
livid, and then so he was so livid that and he obviously chooses what airs and doesn't air, and what gets cut or doesn't get cut. But he absolutely was like, I'm not going to be the guy that doesn't air the episode. Yeah. So because of him, and he didn't want to be right. So it aired, and we just let whatever happen. We didn't edit it. We just let it go, and people were just like. Some people just absolutely hated it.
And Ilan was adamant that it was really good.
He thought this is genius. He thinks he's Andy Kaufman, and he's not. He's not, and it's whatever. And okay,
so
whatever.
And you were pissed too.
I was very pissed.
And you guys have been friends forever. I'm interested in the aftermath because then you got on stage together in front of like 5,000.
The aftermath. After the studio, when we were downstairs, I was like, I'm okay never seeing this guy again in my life.
Yeah,
but we have to have this festival together. And then when I realized when Ari, his friend Ari said to me that that's just what he does on podcasts, and I was just like, why don't you give me a heads up?
Yeah.
I would have just not had him.
Yeah.
And so. It was fine. I don't know. I think people who are really big fans of his kind of like just were like, oh, that's cute. It's what he does. He just has a nervous breakdown on the podcast. But my fans, from what I got, were not thrilled.
They were not pleased.
They were not pleased. And I'm sorry that that's the last episode we left you on.
And then you did the festival together and you were fine.
We were fine, and we were both so humbled by what was going on. You weren't there, so let me explain to you what happened.
Okay.
We're at the Coney Island Amphitheater, and it was 4,000 people. And I can't explain to you, it's 4,000 people, but it was, I would say, 90% Jewish, and of every type, every form, shape, age, religion,
amazing,
background, from where they were from, everywhere in the world. It was really unbelievable. And they came out, and there was kosher food, and there was, for the first time of something like this, it was organized enough that it was like, it was good. It was very, very, very good. Things were not 100%.
Right.
We had the singers up first.
Okay.
Singers, one thing I've learned, and this I learned from Noam and Manny, are much more difficult to work with than with comedians.
Yeah.
Each one was in their own world.
And with the sound and the this.
Not that even, but their, I don't want to say ego, but their whole, they think it's about them.
Yeah.
They're coming out. There's 4,000 people here. They're doing one song,
Yeah.
and they think that this is about
Yeah.
them. And they had their little nervous breakdowns, and they had their. I'm like, are you guys kidding me?
Yeah.
You're here just for when they're walking in.
You guys are the fluffers.
Fluffers. It's
Yeah.
exactly what they were. They were great. They all sang amazing.
Who was it?
Black,
It was
Nissim Black,
Kosher Dill,
Kosher Dills.
Matisyahu's
son, which
is
he has a
horrible
name,
that
which
we
is
keep
I can't remember his
calling
name, but it's his name. There was another guy. They were great.
There's another
and
guy who
look
also
them
has a
up. I mean,
name.
they were wonderful. But God Elbaz came.
Yeah.
As a guest
Yeah.
backstage, and he obviously, when you see 4,000 people primed, you just want to go on. So he went on with Nissim Black and sang his hit song Hashem Melech, Hashem Mala.
I'm not
I know you wouldn't be familiar with it, but it killed it. And then the festival began.
Okay.
Ilan and I went on. We had like this rehearsed bits we do
And
together.
he behaved.
He behaved, and it was great bits, and it's bits that we've done before and new stuff we wrote, and we rehearsed it.
Okay, good.
And
I'm
it came
glad.
together well, and then we opened the show with Jessica Kirsten, which is, I mean, she went first, 4,000 people, and she killed it.
I have no doubt.
Killed it. Jessica Kirsten was
the
amazing.
best.
Jared Fried went on. Donnie Zolden from the owner of Stand Up New York, who was one of the producers, was the main producer of this festival with us. He overbooked the show. I'm going to say that straight up. There were way too many comedians on.
How many?
100. No, but
Did Olga perform?
no. We had Leah Forrester, who did not have a good set. She was going through something. She's having a bad week and a bad time.
Oh.
But I will say one thing about her that's professional. She felt she wasn't doing well, and she got off.
Wow.
Most comedians would keep going until they get them. She said, "This isn't happening. Later, guys."
She's so nice.
She's amazing. She's
She
absolutely
really is.
amazing that she did that. Amazing that she did that.
Doesn't surprise me from her though. It's like,
And she's hysterical, and her fans were there, and they love her. And when
And
you have
it's
a chance
okay,
to go
too.
see her,
It's okay.
go see her. She was insane, and
okay, let's get to who cares
and
about
then me
everybody else?
and Ilan went on, and Ilan went on, did 12 to 15 minute set, and I did it 12 to 15 minute set, and that could have closed the show. And that would have been amazing. We were at 2 hours.
But
And then David Tell came and Jeff Ross came.
oh wow, okay, well that's fair.
Jeff Ross saw the stadium, the amphitheater, and he said, "I'm not just doing bumping mics. I want to do a 10-minute set of his own material." And I thought David Tell was going to do that and not do bumping mics, but they ended up. Jeff went on, did 10 minutes, brought on David Tell, and then they brought me and Ilan on, and they just roasted us.
Oh, that's
Which was so amazing, and people were dying, and it was hysterical, and just such amazing things happened at that festival. There was one guy that we got a million DMs. This is wonderful. It was great. It was that. It was blah, blah, blah. So amazing. So many Jews of everything together.
It really
But-
tortured me that I missed it.
yeah. Yes. And there was one guy who was his wife sent, "Hi, my husband's a tattoo artist," and his tattoo just sent a picture of him putting on tefillin. The Chabad guys showed up and put on tefillin on everybody who wanted
No
to put yes,
way.
Yes. She said it was his first time ever putting on tefillin, and she was so moved. He was so moved. It was an experience of his life that he thought he'd never have, because he's all tattooed and thinks he doesn't belong. And it was things like that. We had a million little things
Love
like
it.
that happen.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And so that's definitely one. It was so special, and it was. We're going to be doing it more. We're going to do it in what's it called, in Miami and in California, and they're working on it. It's good. No.
I love that.
And what about you? You were in Israel.
I had my own festival. I had my own chosen
Yeah.
festival.
The chosen kids you chose to have.
I performed for the first time in Israel. I performed twice,
Oh,
and it
my
was
God.
amazing.
What show? Where was it?
So both two shows in Tel Aviv. The
Yeah.
first one I was driving to. It was like a few days after I got there. And at 5 minutes from the bar, it's called Hudna Bar. It's a really cool bar in Florentine, if anybody's around. And we started getting phone calls in the car, very tentatively. My cousin was driving me going, "Are you with Periel right now? Have you heard the news?"
Oh, no.
Because the sirens were going off, because they had a
my God.
war was going on, which people were trying to not tell me because they knew I was going to completely lose my mind. And the missiles were, the siren goes off when missiles come in.
Yeah.
And so we turned the car around and drove home. And I spent the next 3 days in the Mamad, which for those of you who don't know is a bomb shelter. Now, the guy who does the show is this American Jewish guy who's been in Israel for 15 years.
What's his name?
Benji Levitt. Shout out to Benji. He was a doll. Some of them know you. I mean, not know who you are, but actually know you.
How surprised you seem when you said
no,
that.
I thought
they
it
know
was,
you.
I,
how do they
no,
know
that
you?
they were friends with you. I thought it was sweet.
Okay.
And he was like, "This is life here. Come to the show anyway." And he gave me this whole pep talk. And I was like, I'm going fucking into that bomb shelter, and you will not see me again until this war is over, or as the Israelis call it, an operation.
Operation.
But then
I'm going for a facelift. You won't see me after the operation either.
I was under the mattress in the shelter.
No, really?
Yeah, it's so scary. Anyway, and then the week later I did the show, and it was amazing. It really was I had this real moment.
What's the audience? Israeli or Anglo?
It's both. It's mixed, but it's in English.
Yeah. No.
So,
of course it's in English.
Well, my Hebrew is not that shabby, just for...
my Hebrew's not shabby at all, but I'm not doing comedy. I'm not doing comedy.
Perform. I'm sure
I could, but it's going to be a lot of work, prep work.
Right. So it was in English with Hebrew.
One second, my water.
Okay.
No.
This is really inappropriate. No, it's fine.
We're changing around.
And then the second show, and then I went to Greece for a week, and I met that captain that you were telling me about that tried to arrest you.
Oh, hilarious! The police that tried to arrest me. Yeah. Wait, back to your show. How'd your set go?
It was sick. It was.
They enjoyed your filth?
No, I wrote all new material.
That was so horrible. Your filth.
I did all new material.
What? About
Israel. About it was total.
Yeah.
Completely not filthy at all, and it was amazing. I was so nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Really nervous, but then I was I have nothing to lose here.
Nothing to lose.
I killed.
Good.
And then right before I left, I did another show.
Yeah.
At the Dancing Camel in Tel Aviv, which is a really cool space. And
where is it?
It's I have no idea. It's in Tel Aviv.
Okay.
And they put me second to last.
Oh.
Which was quite the honor.
Yes.
And I had a bunch of people there too, and friends and whatever, and the place is great. And who went on after me and did 20 minutes was Shachar Chasson.
Who's a big comedian in Israel?
He is one of maybe the most famous comedian in Israel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they said he's sort of I don't know, Jerry Seinfeld of Israel.
Right.
But he does the show because he wants to do it in English.
Okay.
And it was incredible to watch. It really, really was. It felt really special because there are people like me and you who are Israeli, but New Yorkers, but have this really intimate knowledge of Israel and Israeli culture.
Right.
And it was really incredible.
When I listen to Israeli comedians, I get it when they're not speaking about politics.
Right.
But when they start to go member by member of parliament and imitating them and what they stand for, I have no idea what
Me
they're
too.
talking
I'm
about.
totally lost.
I'm okay, from Likud, Avram Bravavi.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they're talking
but
about.
that's why it was amazing to see it in English because it wasn't that.
Great. That's wonderful.
So, and Israel,
I have 2 shows coming up in Israel now.
Okay, well, I'm going to come with you.
the 19th and the 21st, the 19th in Ranana. So when I did the ad, I said, I'm doing a show in Ranana, which will be in English because nobody in Ranana speaks any Hebrew, and then a show in Tel Aviv, and a show in Tel Aviv, which will be in English because I don't want to speak Hebrew.
Right.
You know, and so...
Wait, of what month?
Of September, September 19th and 21st, and 21st, I'm doing shows in Israel.
Are they sold out
For
already?
United Salah. No, there's still tickets available. So go to my website, modilive.com, and get them. But yeah, I'm not doing a
was a nice
show.
plug.
I'm not doing a show in Hebrew. I could. It'd be a lot of prep work, and it's not worth it, I don't think.
I think I am going to do a show here.
In Hebrew?
No, in English, but for Israelis.
Israelis.
So
okay,
like
put me on that show.
Hebrew, English.
We just did a show like that at the falafel
Yeah,
something.
I heard that. Yeah,
It was cute. It was a
Good,
cute audience.
yeah.
It was very nice.
I'm really excited. I hadn't been to Israel. I usually go every year. My mother's from there. My husband's from there. It's like it was really magical. Like it was really intense and insane, and it's such a complicated, wild,
Right.
contradictory, gorgeous, delicious, sexy, terrifying place. You know,
It is. It's an energy. The energy of Israel is absolutely amazing. We're going. So I have a show in Sao Paulo, and then we're going directly from Sao Paulo to Tel Aviv, where we're going to my cousin's bar mitzvah, and then we have a whole week. We're going to be for Leo's birthday, and our friends are coming in. We took an Airbnb, 5 rooms for everybody, and we're doing only 2 trips. One trip to the Dead Sea spa day, which, by the way, is the hardest thing on earth to book. Those of you who don't know, when you go to the Dead Sea, it's the Dead Sea, and there's like a whole place, an area where they have hotels where you can stay and use the spa and the Dead Sea and come back, and it's like, I called and they don't speak to you, and they put you on hold and they hang up on you.
Israel.
It's so upsetting. I had to get somebody that lives in Israel who had a connection to somebody who has a connection to a hotel. Mira Meital, my cousin, without her, all I want to do is make eight people. We're going to go 8 people. It was the hardest thing
there's
to
no
book on
customer
earth.
service.
Zero.
Customer service.
You would think I would call up, hi, this is the name, here's my credit card, but you can't. I call you back, who is you looking for? No, wrong, he's there. And then you get the Israeli one, Tamtin, and they hang, I put you on hold, and then I'm this, I go, hi, no, call back tomorrow, you're not going to, so I went to English, so like she think maybe, because Israeli, she's like already going to be rude.
Yeah. You have
on
to
top
go
of
English.
it,
She's like, Daphne.
was the hardest thing in the world to book this a spa day for 8 people in Israel in the middle of the week. It's not like I'm asking for a Friday or Saturday.
Right.
It's the middle of the week. One of the hardest things on earth to book.
I took the bus, from Shuka Carmel to Bat Yam to see my in-laws. It's a 20-minute bus ride, but I have no idea where I'm going. And,
Right.
And I get on the bus. I'm like all tentative. I do tickets, this, that. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
And I finally get on the bus. I think it's the right bus. And I ask the bus driver, how long is it going to take to get to Bat Yam? In Hebrew.
Yeah.
And he looks at me and he goes, Shavua, a week. And that's it. That's his answer.
Oh, he was like, oh my God, he's the worst. First of all, why are you on a bus?
You want to know why I'm on a bus?
Yeah.
Because you can't get a taxi in Tel Aviv. That's why.
I heard it's crazy now they're building a subway and all that, and
You
it's a
can't
mess.
move. And I wasn't going to ride a kolkinet. It's like death wish. Like you go out on like a motorized scooter. That's
Funny
why
if you know, Bat Yam and Chulon are like, when people say it's like bridge and tunnel in New York, like when you say it's bridge and tunnel crowd, Bat Yam and Chulon are known to be like the bridge and tunnel crowd. And Leo found a clip from a show where I posted, where I asked anybody from Israel, and said, where are you from? He goes, Chulon, and I had an interaction with them saying, okay, wow, you're so excited about Chulon. And anyway, that one little clip is so viral. It's got almost 1 million views on TikTok.
Wow.
And people
Are you on TikTok?
And then the Yiriyah of the city hall of Chulon like reposted it, and they said, at least they're talking about us. It was really funny that's what they did.
Wait, I'm like freaking out.
What?
Leo's new tattoo?
Oh, yeah. He wanted a tattoo, and it was he wanted something, so it was gonna happen.
Right.
So I was like, okay, let's think this through and make sure it's nice. And he wanted it in Hebrew, and he wasn't,
It's hot.
It's hot, yeah. So he had
sick.
Yele Tov on his arm here, and it was insane.
Which means
Good boy, obviously, and it's what he wanted. He wanted.
It's
because he's turning 30. This is his 30th birthday, and so I guess he's like wrapping up the era of good boy. He's going. I'm gay. This is it. I'm gonna be a killer now and all that. But so we're going for his birthday, and I hope we have no bombs or anything. No bombs in the air and no bombs in my shows. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. Another thing that happened while you were gone was, you know how I always see Mashiach? I look for Mashiach. I look for messianic something in everything. We had this. I think it's a Mashiach experience. You know, Hatzalah, which I work for a lot, and I'm so impressed by them. The Israeli Ambulance Corps, and they have Hatzalah Air.
Yes.
These airplanes that go and will pick up Jews or anybody that really needs help anywhere in the world. So if they're transferring a patient needs surgery from one place. Like Dina's father was in Miami. They said inoperable, but a doctor in New York could do it. They picked him up, flew him to New York, and like within a few hours, he's in New York. No, boarding cards, no nothing. It's or God forbid, let's say you're on vacation somewhere in Aruba and you get really injured or really sick, and you don't want to go to a hospital in Aruba. You want to go to a hospital in New York. They'll come and pick you up and bring you to New York.
Okay.
This is how amazing this was. So in the Syrian community in Deal,
yes,
which is where the Syrians live in New Jersey.
Over the summer is to where they live.
Well, some of them live there all year round. It's not like just like a Hamptons. Some of them just live there, but a lot of them have these insane houses. And what happened was this woman calls up and said they want to do a fundraiser for Hatzalah Air, and she called like on a Monday. She wanted to do it the following Tuesday. I said, we can't. You need time to organize and put together a show. She goes, you'll do it in a backyard. So I'm not, we're not performing in a backyard. It's not happening. We need a theater. She goes, I'll call you back. Calls up, we have a theater. So I'm like, okay. And then she goes, how do we sell tickets? I'm like, sweetheart, this isn't going to happen. You can't do this. This is going to be a disaster. I know you want to pay me my money, but it's going to be a disaster.
Okay.
She calls back, we found a way, Venmo. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be an even bigger mess. Anyway, then she said that the pilot, Ellie Rowe, is gonna be at the event. So I said, this is now legit. So I said, okay, I'm in. And Dina's father, the big rabbi, gave me a blessing, says, do it. Cut to a week later, sold out show, 500 people in this theater.
In Deal?
In Deal. The tickets were like $100. And then they left those pledge cards. Did you ever see a pledge card in a synagogue?
Yeah.
Those of you who don't know, like in the synagogue, they have like a pledge card. It says your name and everything. And then like you can fold over the amount you want to give, and then you hand it in. And they raised like people giving $10,000, $18,000, this money. We raised so much money for this amazing amp, and it was so good. It was like
awesome.
when I wish I brought like a camera crew for that show. It was that good.
How did you not bring a camera?
I set up, Ilan Altman, I brought him to open for me, and he was amazing. And he set up his camera, and it was so, but out of nowhere. There's an expression I always say, yesh me'aen, something from nothing. Out of
What's
nowhere.
the expression?
Yesh me'aen.
Yesh me'aen. There is from...
something exists from something that there isn't.
Right.
And it was, I swear to God, it was an hour of Mashiach. That was, what Mashiach is.
Your whole life is Mashiach.
No, I think the world, I think from now that I'm organizing my thoughts, it's you're either creating Mashiach or preventing Mashiach.
Oh,
that's all I think
like that.
That's all it is. You're either creating it or preventing it.
I'm creating it.
Yeah, you're
I'm
creating
creating
it.
it.
Yeah, there's times where you're not creating it, where you're nasty and you fight with the mothers in your school and you fight with whatever, and you're not creating it. But
I'm
there's times
creating
where
it.
you put together a show in the basement of that synagogue, and that's creating Mashiach.
Did you get my messages of Mashiach while I was in Israel? I sent them to you. The painting of Mashiach that I saw left outside like a vintage shop.
What?
Leo saw it. You don't see.
I didn't
you,
see
have
it.
you been on Instagram ever?
I'm on Instagram. Yeah, Instagram's been blowing up for me. Have you seen that?
No.
We found some way to post. First of all, you have to post under 30 seconds. No one has any attention span, and we're putting it on TikTok. So now people are
Right.
going from TikTok to. I can't imagine people my age are sitting on TikTok.
They
I
are.
can't. I'm trying to figure it out. It's so hard.
They are.
But that's where. Are you on TikTok?
I actually had my first conversation with this girl last night who is going to do this with me. She has like tens of millions of TikTok people, and she's looking at all of my stuff today, and I'm going to talk to her
Organize it.
later,
Yeah.
and I'm going to get on it.
Okay. No. You have to have help. Listen, without Leo, it'd be a mess. I wouldn't know what I'm doing.
I'm going to blow up on TikTok.
I'm in. But your teeth are really white. Did you do something?
They are. I
Or is it
smoked
the
a lot
lighting?
of cigarettes in
Oh, you
Israel.
smoked a lot of cigarettes? That's what you did?
I'm just kidding if my mother's listening. to this.
No. She was with you a lot.
My mother?
Oh, who was the woman?
My aunt.
Your aunt. Oh, how cute.
Oh, I love her.
Oh, my aunt passed away, so I'm not going to see her. It's the first time I'm going to Israel, and the first before her funeral was the first one. But I haven't been in Israel in 2 years. I'm
Yeah,
so
I
excited.
hadn't been there either in
I'm
2
so
years.
excited.
And
Well, go ahead.
well, I also saw my friend Michael Aloni in
Yeah.
Israel, who was on that show that everybody loves that I actually haven't seen. Which
What
is
show?
Shtisel.
Oh, yeah. I tried to get into it, yeah.
And I put up a picture of us on Instagram, and one of
People
my
went
friends
crazy.
wrote me, "Wow, that looks like the guy from Shtisel."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Wow,
It's
makes
him.
sense."
Yeah. Wait, one other event I did that was absolutely insane and worth mentioning
Yes.
was there's this thing called High Lifeline.
Okay.
And they work with people who are really challenged with all kinds of diseases, and it's an amazing, amazing organization. And once a year they have this thing called Bike for Chai.
Okay.
And the people from every Jewish community in the world, from Argentina to Mississippi to Minneapolis to Lakewood, New Jersey to Muncie to Flatbush to California, they come from all over the world, and they come to this place. It's not, the camp is like, I think in Pennsylvania or New York, but they come 60 miles away from it. It's a 100-mile ride. They ride 50 miles the first day and then 60 miles, which is not that much.
Okay.
But it's a thing, I guess.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it does it?
Yeah, 100 miles?
On a bike. I think it's not that big. But okay, whatever. But there's hills and all that. Anyway, they come 600 people from all over the world with their bikes. Each bike like $20,000.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. They gave us a tour of the bike room. Bikes in that place were $20,000, literally, with all the equipment and they weigh like 6 ounces. It's insane. But they're all riding. Everybody raises money. And they raise millions and millions of dollars for this camp that helps these kids who are very sick and challenged. And then they ride into the camp, and they all have these uniforms, these tight bicycling uniforms. You know what a bicycle uniform? It's like those pants that are like a onesie and then the shirt up top. And I want to tell you, 95% of the people wearing them had no business wearing those suits.
Hilarious.
I can't tell you, they're huge guys. Like
How
massive.
are these people riding bicycles?
Okay, well, we're gonna get to that. So again, the ride, the is Mashiach, the 600 people in this convention hall where I performed for them. They have the first ride, and they have this pizza party. It's called a pizza pasta party, so they can fill up on carbs for the next day. I promise you, whatever they burnt on the ride, they doubled up in calories on on this pizza party, and it's just so funny. You have all the ages. So the young guys are like, "Yeah, I do this ride. I come from this. We're gonna do it."
Right.
And the older guys are like, "Look, I got nothing to prove." They bring my bike right to where we before we enter the and then I keep seeing these trucks that say SAG on them, and I'm like, "What the hell is SAG?" And it's these huge like SUVs and Suburbans, all tinted,
Yeah.
and when they get to like a hill, this SAG bus is there. They put the bike on. It brings them up the hill.
Stop
I
it.
swear to God, I said to myself, of all the organizations that help Jews throughout the world, I think SAG is one of the most important ones to bring their bikes up to the mountain. Listen, I'm not judging. I think it's hysterical and it's worth the joke of it. But it was an amazing thing to see 600 people from all over the world raising money for these kids. And
then half of them are getting off and putting their bikes on a bus.
But they're not pretending. They people who donated money didn't donate them. You have to ride
they
all
don't
60
care.
miles. They don't. But the event, Leo and I were looking at the event, and Jewish events are so now over the top, and they're having all these, and they were like the lighting and fog and the screens, and it's so like over cheesy sometimes.
Like a bar mitzvah in the 90s.
And they're playing music. Let's get loud.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? And then they bring me on. I go on. So they there's nothing in the world, nothing worse you can do than split comedy up into two different sets. I got them for the first 15 minutes, and once I got them, I had to come off so they can do the awards, whatever they were doing, and then they brought me back. It's the worst thing for comedy, but I didn't feel like arguing with them, and it was just like, okay, this is it, and we agreed, and anyway, it's the worst idea, and I'm never doing that again. That's never happening again. I will even not do the gig, no matter what they're paying. Well, I mean, but but the cheese of it, of the let's get loud, and then there was screaming, and it was just, it's over cheesy sometimes. They do these events, but they have real party planners and real effort, and it was just, emotionally, it was overwhelming to see 600 people that came all over the world to ride a bike for kids that are super challenged.
Like
and it's
diseases.
Yeah. And it's just amazing. It's amazing.
Okay. Well, I like that your rider is growing.
My rider's growing.
I like
my
that.
rider is growing. I am. I used to just be like. I used to say, just what needs to make Modi happy is a check and a microphone. We need a lot more than that right now.
I like it. I think it's actually it's actually a good thing.
Yeah. And what else is going on? We did Fire Island. I'm trying to. Since we've seen you, we've Hatatala Air, the garden shows of Columbus, and that. I think that's basically it. I just wanted people. I'm sorry. First of all, we're sitting in these chairs because when we sit on the sofa, we look like two whales.
Yeah.
We're sitting
It's not
like.
cute. It's not cute. You have to
it's
sit
not
up.
cute. So
It's
we're
like
figuring
Leo
out.
says, nipples to the back of the room. That's
Nipples
what
to
Leo is.
nipples to the back of the room, exactly. But I'm thinking of this Zoom for us a little bit because I did Michelle Collins' show and Tom Papa's show on Zoom, and it seemed like it was a nice.
Okay.
It wasn't. Let us know what you think.
I'm going to go on record and say that you're going to come back and say that you prefer this, but
I do prefer this, but I'm just saying, like, look, we had all those weeks without.
we
a
could have
podcast,
done a Zoom.
and people have been writing in and saying that they missed the podcast, and that was so nice.
I know, it's very sweet.
It's so sweet.
I missed the podcast too.
I missed it also.
Yeah,
it's nice to air out what's happening in the world and in our world, and the people listen to it. And so let's wrap it up.
Okay.
So what are you up to? What's going on with you?
I just got back. Like I literally just got back from
Okay, but you got
Israel
back to do what?
To release Stupid. That's
Yes.
a whole other, I mean, there's a lot. I'm finishing up Stupid, the first season of Stupid.
Which is a
short format, animated talk show style series that they're about a minute and a half to 2 minutes each episode. It's called Stupid, Stoopid, at the Comedy Cellar.
Right.
And it's set on the stoop of the cellar.
Okay. And it's great.
And it's great.
And it's great.
And it's great.
Um,
And this.
Speaking of the cellar, so funny. So, we always talk about Esty, how she books the show and all that. So I had a spot on the weekend at the Village Underground.
Yeah.
Now, Esty usually sits upstairs at the Comedy Cellar, and, you say hi, you hang out, hello, blah, 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 and then you walk around the corner. Esty out of nowhere just appeared right before my set at the Village Underground.
Okay.
And when she's there, no matter how long you've been doing comedy, Esty's there watching you like, oh my God. Oh God. And it was anyway, I had such a great set. She saw all my new material, all the new, stuff that I've been working on. And it was a killer set. Also, it was like in the middle of the show. It wasn't first or last. It was like right in the middle. And it was just so much fun to see her laughing.
Oh, I love that.
It's such a great, it was just so great.
I love that.
But anyway, I am doing, I'm ModiLive.com for all my shows. November 17th at the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles. And then the shows in Israel, Ranana and Tel Aviv, the 19th and the 21st of September. Get your tickets. Let your friends in Israel know I'm there. Amazing. It's for United Hatzalah, which is... you can't. They're incredible. United Hatzalah.
It's Mashiach in the air.
It's Mashiach all over. It's not just ambulances, because Israel's so tight. They have those little mopeds, and once you call, 7 guys show up with the mopeds all ready to help you. It's an amazing event with Eli Beer. I don't know if he'll be there, but that's going to be happening. And then the Christmas show. The Christmas show, the Holidays show, not the Christmas show. The Holidays show is on the 24th and 25th at the Sony Hall. At Sony Hall, not the Sony Hall. Sony Hall.
Where's that?
It's on 46 between 8th and 7th Avenue. And we went to see the space, and it's stunning. It is absolutely stunning. And it's going to be an amazing night. So get your tickets for the Holidays show. Those of you in California, get the tickets for Laugh Factory. And, of course, in Israel, everything's on ModiLive.com, ModiLive.com, and that's it.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
You did that. You got it.
Did I get that
You
good?
did a very good job.
Usually I stink that right up.
And I'm at Periel Ashenbrand on Instagram.
Well, at least you committed to it. You
Yeah.
go, don't worry about me. You can see me when you want to see me. Look me up if you really care.
I'm here. Here I
You're
am.
here. Good. Okay, thank you all for listening. Please stay in touch. Let us know what you think. And we'll be back again. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're
Bye.
back.
Bye.